Okay, so you probably heard that time tracking is important, right? But maybe you're wondering why. If you've been following me for a while, you will know that I do not believe in trading time for money. I do not believe in hourly rates. I think you need to be trading transformation for money, right? It is about value you're providing, not how long it takes you, because you're an expert at whatever it is that you do. Nonetheless, it is important to know how long things take you so that you can have a more accurate representation of what your prices should be. And also, so you really know where you're spending your time, right? Like in general, if you feel like I've been working all day, but I haven't gotten shit done, well, why is that? What have you actually been working on? It also helps you, particularly in the beginning of business, knowing when you can start outsourcing things and where that you should be spending your time, right? Should you be spending your time working on projects with clients? Should you be outsourcing certain things? Should you not be handling accounting because it's taking too much of your time? Really finding your best genius zone, and this is going to help with that. I'm going to walk you through how I actually set up Toggl to begin with. I think it's a really easy time tracking app. It also works very well on the phone. So if you're on the go and you want to set it up, or you want to hit a time for something, any meetings, travel, etc., it all works. Here's the way that I do it is, first of all, when a new client starts, come over here. This is part of my onboarding process in general, and I create the name of that new client. Okay. The next thing, see created successfully over here. I then come and flip to projects, and I set up what are the different things that I'm going to be doing for that specific client. Okay. So we're going to start with branding, and I choose the name of the client, Sully's Adventures. And I always try to mix it up as much as I can as far as the colors that I'm actively using at the moment. Sometimes these overlap, but such is life. Sully is brown, he's a dog. So we're going to go ahead and go with the closest thing to brown I can find. Create the project. Then I'm going to set up each one of them, every area of the contract, so that I can see how much time it's taking me with this individual client across various projects, as well as how does the branding service in general, or how does the one-on-one consulting service in general take time from me, right? Across all clients, how is it performing? So we're going to do that, and then we're going to set up one more. Things that I tend to do a lot with clients. Boom. Okay. So then as soon as I start doing absolutely anything that has to do with that client, I record it. Okay. So even if that is something as simple as setting up the templates, if I can spell, and sending docs to client. Okay. So then we search by project first. I just tend to type in the name of the client here, and it gives me all three of their projects are going to pop up, right? So I typed in Sully. This is related to website design, so here we go. Hit play. And now I just go about doing the rest of it, okay? This doesn't take but a few minutes, but not even that, right? That took seconds. But it gets the clock going. Then when I'm done, real simple, we just hit stop. Let's say I started working on something and I totally forgot to start the timer. Not a problem. You can go in okay, same thing, branding. You flip over here to manual mode. And you know what? I did this when I got up this morning, and I remember looking at the clock and it was like 8:20, and it took me about 20 minutes. Boom. Enter, and then it pops down here. Okay. I think it's really beneficial across the board to have this. I realize it can take a minute to get into the swing of things, but the reason you want all of this is so that you scroll down and you'll see I have a lot of clients. I have a lot of different entries in here. And yes, sometimes they are only 12 minutes long, right? Or sometimes they are 9 minutes, whatever the case is. But the reason you do all this is because you want to be able to get to this reports section. This is my favorite part. First of all, you'll get an email every single week from Toggl that shows you how you spent your time for the week. But also, and I think I was so far this week, right? How many clocked hours have I noted here? I've been doing things all day long, but how much have I been working on or in my business? A little bit different, right? So right now, it's going to show me this week how much time I've spent. And you'll see this fun little pie chart here, which gives me the different clients by color coding. Sometimes you'll see over here on the right, it showcases others, just the random tasks that don't have enough of a percentage to create their own. And then there's the actual color, right? The colors here do not always match with the color you assign to the project because the reports are a little different. But what I like to be able to see over time, and this is something with my business that has evolved, is that the amount of time I spend working on my business is about 50 to 60% of my week. And that has been my goal. I spend about 40% of the time working in the business for various different clients, and then another 60% of the time working on the business. This is also because I have contractors and I'm able to outsource work to different people. As you build a team, should you choose to build a team, this is the direction that I kind of would recommend you move towards, is having at least 50% of your time spent on the business. That being said, there are some weeks where that is not the case, and I have a lot of things to do, and I'm creating a brand and building a website and doing a VIP day, and I love those things. And then as a result, time spent on my business is only going to be about 3 hours. But what I like here is that it also groups by client. So I can see how much time am I spending with different clients, right? What you can also do is group by project. So I can see, again, looks like I'm spending a lot of time doing one-on-one consulting. It's fantastic. I love it. Absolutely love it, right? I also spend 7% of my time is spent creating content, such as this, specifically for y'all to help educate people. And then I also have another 7% considered working on the business is my education and my research and development. So I can create all the awesome content that helps you with your businesses. You can also expand this to be, let's go back. Let's look at the last 90 days and see where's my time spent. Okay. Based on this, I see how much one-on-one there is. Look at what are the rates that I'm charging? Should I be adjusting things because of that? Do I need to be adjusting project timelines overall? What weeks are more important for me? Okay. This really is going to tell you. We can even switch over to see what my entries are by client. Is that I want people to see, well, if this is how much I've spent on the past 90 days working with the Heart Association, do the rates that I'm charging them reflect this? Right? Is my time and the value that I'm providing to them reflective of the amount of time I'm putting in and the rates that they're paying? So it gives you a chance to kind of evaluate things overall and also know, and there should be a section here somewhere. Like, this is how much I've done on my personal brand in the last 90 days. Well, maybe that's stuff I could outsource to somebody else to handle, right? And I know, in fact, by client, if I go back to by project, you'll be able to see like accounting. I personally love doing accounting. I like doing my own, right? I send someone else to do my taxes, but I like staying on top of all my monies. That's 12 hours, though, that I could get back in my week. If that's something that I did not love doing or was not good at doing, I need 12 hours. Great. Let me outsource that to someone else. And then I've got 12 hours I can reassign to something else. Okay. So it's where it kind of gives you a better idea of where you're spending your time so you can outsource things more appropriately. You also have a team. You can start assigning projects to them. Okay. I don't really have other people that are working in this anymore. So I use it specifically for me, but it's the reports that you really want to be setting this up for so that you can make sure you're using your time effectively and efficiently. And if things are taking longer, this has a waterfall effect across the goals that you set. And I have a whole separate video about how to track your goals, so that you really can make sure that whatever time you have to put into your business is directly relating to your profits and not simply a time suck overall.